All right. Good afternoon. It is November 8th, 2022. And really, this was probably just a range day. And you can see, prices pretty much are closing at the opening price. Uh, so, really a range day, but we had this leg up. I had it drawn off of those two highs earlier, and you could see the midline work. So, that's probably right. Um, That's probably how most people played it because you can see this overshoot leads to a break, and we get two legs down. This second leg is longer than this first leg, so it's a little more than a measured move, and then we spiked into a channel up towards the end of the day before selling off. Um, so I had an interruption, but I think I was talking about this channel, and you can see that midline just works so perfectly. So I do believe that's it. There were a lot of good trades today, so let's take a look at them. I believe 5 o'clock comes in when we're just kind of bouncing around right here. Yeah, and so you wouldn't have had this larger channel drawn yet, but you see this break, and it tries to go below the EMA a few times. We get a first entry, failed second entry short right here. And I like that. Very nice bullish bar. I was expecting prices to at least test this, and that's exactly what they did. They made a new high before reversing. And unfortunately, we don't get a chance to go short in here. I mean, you might take this one too. But I'd be a little more nervous now because you're going into that resistance at that point. So, yeah, unfortunately, we don't get an opportunity to go short here, and comes down here, and we get a break and a move to a new low, and it tries to go lower a few times before bouncing, and you get a first entry, failed second entry short, and I think you just about have to take that because it even looks like it'd be off of your trend channel that you would have drawn. So I like that. You can see we work up. Nice move. Test the opening price before finding some resistance. And I was looking at this as a range, just back and forth on both sides of the EMA. This one looks like you could argue that that's like a double test right there, and very bullish bar, low risk, with plenty of room. Not plenty of room, but there's 5 ticks back to the EMA, so 5 or 6 ticks. So you might take that one. That's pretty tempting to me. And you get this reversal pattern, but you're going into a lot of resistance. So I think you want to just sit on your hands there. And we come up here, and we get a break of this channel, and you get a first entry, second entry, very bullish bar. It's a higher swing than these, and these were all consecutively higher swings. So there's reasons to like that. And if you don't take that, well, we get a higher low right here, and it's all above the EMA. I think this is a good setup that you want to take. And it turns out to be a nice channel up. Come down here, first entry, second entry, not a great signal bar. And we're just chopping down. And then it shoots up, and there's just no way to enter this too far from the EMA. We get an overshoot of this larger daily channel. Overshoot, and then we get a break of this channel. And you do get a failed second entry long. It's a little early to be going short with that strong move up, but this is a really tight channel, and you might want to risk that. I mean, if you see all this, that we overshot this larger channel, and that's clearly a channel, you might risk that, but you don't know if it'll keep going higher, So it's not high probability. And then we're just chopping around here. It's congestive. I don't like any of this. And then we get a first entry, second entry, and nothing happens. But again, we had the overshoot of this larger channel, and with all this choppiness, you might take this. I mean, with that much room back to the EMA, it was pretty tempting. And you can see a lot of people, a lot of shorts like that. And that's a big move. If you can ride that out, that's a really big move. And so we come all the way down here, and then we form this leg of correction. So there's a failure right here, but I just didn't. This just looked like a leg of correction. So I'm not trying to go. I'm waiting for an opportunity to go short in here. And we get a break, move to a new high, test that level once. You get a lower high and a failed second entry long. And I think you got to go short there to test these lows right here. And that forms an overshoot of this channel, which leads to a break. And I don't think you want to take first entry, second entry. This is your signal bar, so that's no good. We keep moving down though. And you get a first entry, second entry. I think I just marked this aggressive because it's an outside bar, and this went above the EMA. But when you get this lower high, I like that for testing these lows. And you can see that turns out to be a good move. So now we have a couple legs down to a new low from that channel, and it reverses. And you don't get a reversal pattern to go long on, unfortunately. But when we get this first entry, second entry after this break, that's a really good signal bar. That's clearly a two-legged pullback. I think you got to take that. That was a strong move up. And that forms this spike in channel. And this kind of looks like a two-legged pullback, so pretty decent signal bar off the EMA. Room to these highs. I like that. That's a new low. You get a first entry, failed second entry. I marked this as blue because it's off the channel that we already have confirmation of this channel. However, you might argue for it to be green because they're going into new highs. But that turns out to be a pretty good move. And then we just shoot up, come up here. This is a second entry long, but you can see all these inside bars, all this congestion. So you want to be careful. And that is what I saw today. So there's one more look at it. I hope everyone had a great day, and I will be back tomorrow.